everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Greg Stanton, Mayor of the City of Phoenix. Before we start today's press event relative to the We're Cool program here at the City of Phoenix, I really want to speak on behalf of all Phoenicians and to say that our thoughts and prayers are going out to the victims of that terrible shooting in Virginia. This morning it appears that our leaders in Congress were targeted. Thank the good Lord that the Capitol Police were there to prevent any loss of life. And so we owe a huge thank you to law enforcement here locally and across the United States, because lives were saved because of their presence. And apparently Representative Scalise, who was shot, has non-life-threatening injuries. And we thank the good Lord that our Senator Flake, who was present, was not injured as well. So again, all Phoenicians are sending our most positive thoughts, our prayers to the victims of those terrible shooting in Virginia this morning. Now, as it relates to We're Cool, as everyone here knows, we are heading into one of the hottest stretches of the year, and we will be experiencing extreme heat this weekend. The National Weather Service has put an excessive heat watch in effect from Friday morning until Monday night. Temperatures may reach as high as 119 degrees this weekend. That is potentially deadly. That creates a dangerous situation for our public transit commuters, which is why we are here this morning, as well as anyone who works or plays outside. And of course, for vulnerable residents like those who are homebound who are experiencing homelessness. It's important to know where you can get help if you need it, and it's important to know how you can give help if you can. And we want to make sure that Phoenix is ready and that the people of our community have all the information and resources they need to cope with the heat. So I'm joined today by many leaders in the City of Phoenix and community volunteers who are here to provide that information and that help. First, who you'll be hearing from in just a few moments, our Director of Emergency Management, Lisa Jones, our Fire Captain, Retta Bigler, Sergeant Vince Lewis from the Phoenix Police Department, Deputy Human Services Director Ryan Balch, and of course you see these other wonderful volunteers as well. In just a few minutes, they're going to share critical information on keeping yourself and your pets safe, cool and hydrated, and what important resources are available to our most vulnerable populations. Also, you can see several of our incredible volunteers from the We're Cool outreach campaign are with us this morning, right there. Thanks for being out here with us this morning. They've been here since as early as 6 a.m. handing out maps to regarding hydration and cooling stations throughout our city. We're Cool is powered by our city's outstanding team of Cities of Service Resilience AmeriCorps Vistas, led by Chief Service Officer Michael Hammett. This is a people helping people approach that succeeds with the help of amazing volunteers like those who are with us today from Pilgrim's Rest Church and Food from the Hungry and from the Eastlake Park neighborhood. And as soon as we're done, they're going to be hopping on the light rail to canvass the transit stops and public spaces from their neighborhood, giving out this critically important information about where people can get help when those temperatures get so high and potentially deadly. Working with the Maricopa Associated Governments, we've designed maps that show you where you can get free bottles of water and indoor locations to cool off. This list includes parks, recreation centers, senior centers, other key locations throughout the city, not just public locations, but the private sector, nonprofit, and the churches have stepped up to the plate to be part of this solution. But in order for these resources to be available, we need your help. I'm asking our community to come together once again and donate bottled water for our heat relief efforts and to donate to our nonprofit Homeless Respite Fund. To find out how to donate, visit phoenix.gov/heat. Again, that's phoenix.gov/heat, or call 602-534-5463, 602-534-5463. The people of Phoenix always step up to the plate and are so generous when asked to do so. And we are asking once again, please provide bottles of water or just financial resources to nonprofits that are helping people experiencing homelessness, homeward bound individuals, other people in need in our community. And now I'd like to kick it over to Lisa Jones, our Director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor Stanton. Good morning. One of the most important core missions of emergency management is preparedness. And your ability to donate water for us and also take into consideration some of the precautions that we're going to talk to you about today really allows us to have a safer community. I remember as a young firefighter crossing 19th Avenue and the Salt River Bridge, and my crew and I watched as an individual was pedaling on a bike in the hot summer months. And we thought about how hot it was outside. We returned from that call, and people were flagging us down because this individual had experienced a heat-related emergency just that quickly. So heat, our environment, we love it. It's bright and sunny outside, but as the mayor said, it can be deadly. So I want to share some precautions with you in hopes that you will consider them so that you can be safe this summer, and certainly this weekend when our temperatures are going to be so high. The first thing is stay inside. That's easier said than done. Many of us have many things to do, but if you can restrict your movement, stay inside on these very hot days, that's the first thing. If you have to get out and about, we recognize that many of you work, have to be outside for an extended amount of time. You're taking precautions. You're wearing light colored clothing. You have a large brim hat on. You're wearing your sunscreen. You're drinking plenty of water. You're hydrating yourselves before, during, and after the event. If you're working, before, during, and after work. The second to last thing is we all of us enjoy the parks and recreation facilities, some of our beautiful facilities here in the city of Phoenix. But perhaps it's time to visit your local YMCA or Salvation Army and exercise inside. It's just so hot outside. We really want you to be aware of that. And the final thing would be just to know your limits. Recognize when you're getting warm and return to a cooler environment so that you can bring your body temperature down. This We're Cool campaign is a collaboration of many city departments and you. So we're asking you to do your part. Your safety begins with you. Our first responders are ready to respond. They are capable, professional, quick members. And again, but we need you to do your part. We don't want you to meet our firefighters during that experience. So I'm going to introduce Captain Rita Bigler from the Phoenix Fire Department to speak next. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And as she mentioned, it's probably easier said than done. We say to stay inside and avoid the heat. But some of the things that we would like to make sure that the public is aware of and they know are some of the signs and symptoms of heat illness. And we've got heat exhaustion and we've got heat stroke. And ultimately, heat stroke can actually cause death. And so that's one of the things we want to give you some of the symptoms. And you can get to heat stroke before you pass right through any of the signs of heat exhaustion. So some of the things to keep in mind and look for is that we talk about excessive sweating, especially many times when people are out in the public and they're on the streets and have not been in the shade or under any kind of cool air. You start seeing excessive sweating. The skin becomes very cool, pale, and clammy. Those are the first signs. But that directly can get into heat stroke, which is that red, hot, dry skin. And as I mentioned, this is actually a 911 emergency. You need to activate that system right away. One of the other things that you'll notice is that you'll see excessive sweating. You have excessive sweating and heat exhaustion, which can go right into heat stroke, which is no sweating at all. And when you are in heat stroke, that's your body's inability to compensate for the fact that you're overheating. You might be feeling faint and dizzy, which then in turn creates a severe headache, which can cause a loss of consciousness and maybe some even delirium if you've been outside too long. You'll have nauseous, feel nauseous, maybe have some vomiting, and those symptoms go for both heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And then you'll feel the muscle cramping. And this is one of those things when you feel cramping, this is dehydration setting in. And sometimes you're a little bit behind the 8 ball when you start to feel this sensation. But some of the things that you can do is get these people out of the heat, put them in a cool environment and start the cooling process. If they have ability to put cool water on them, do so. But if we see signs of heat stroke, which is the no sweating, loss of consciousness, you really want to actively cool these people by putting cool packs in the armpits and the groins. And as I mentioned, this is an actual emergency that requires 911 to be activated. So your best bet is to watch for these signs and symptoms in your own family and for our people that are on the streets that need this help. And I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Lewis from the Phoenix Police Department.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor Stanton. I'd like to echo the sentiments that were said today, but I'd also like to issue a statement here, an advisory to everybody. Do not leave children in parked cars, not even for a minute. And that extends also to the elderly or the vulnerable or our pets. We learned from Phoenix Children's Hospital that a parked car in as short a time as 15 minutes can reach temperatures of upwards of 130 to 170, and that's not a survivable environment. Do not leave children, pets, elderly, vulnerable in parked cars. I can't stress that enough. If you are out and you see a situation where you believe somebody inside of a parked car may be in distress, we want you to call 911 immediately. Don't worry about whether you're right or wrong. You want to call us and have the first responders get out there to help. If you feel the need to take action, make sure that you call 911 first and just let us know so we can get help rolling that way. And do things, little things to prepare yourself. Bring shoes in the car with you in case you have to get out and walk away. Don't leave water in the car. Have water with you and take it with you. Leaving water in that car can heat up, and it's not going to be very refreshing when you get back to the car to drink it. So an ounce of preparedness can go a long way in this heat. So I'll keep my remarks brief. And at this time, I would like to introduce Ryan Balch, the Deputy Human Services Director.
Thank you, and thank you, Mayor. My job this morning is to talk a little bit about not so much our families, but your neighbors and your friends and those of us who don't have the opportunity to have a home, or those of us who are low income, maybe elderly, disabled, maybe on medication, and don't have the resources to get to somewhere cool. So, as you can imagine, in this summer heat, these individuals are at the very most risk. They don't have an opportunity to come inside and outside, so they're at risk of overexposure, and they can, as Director Jones said earlier, they can experience illness very, very quickly. So what we'd like to ask of you today is for your help, and what we need is water or resources to purchase water. We then partner with social service agencies around the valley to make sure they have water to get to individuals, and that they have water at their facilities so that anyone in our community, housed or not housed, young or old, can walk in and have a safe place to get cool and to get hydrated. So if you want to help, you can bring water to any one of the 3 Human Services Family Services Centers. You can find all of that information on phoenix.gov/heat. You will also find information, including this map here, of 47 cooling stations that we have around the valley. And that happens with the partnership of many organizations, including our great partner, the Salvation Army. You might notice right here behind us, this is what we call a pop-up hydration station. And during extreme heat events like we're experiencing this week, the Salvation Army pops up in locations like this to make sure that people who are walking around have access to water and to information about where they can cool down. There's also teams, professional outreach workers who scour the streets of Phoenix every day to make sure that they are reaching people who might not seek service in a traditional way. They might be in riverbeds or behind trees or wherever it is they are. We go to them and we bring them water. So we need your help in that effort, and that's why we're here today. So with no further ado, I'm going to invite Mayor Stanton back up to give some closing remarks and to answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Ryan, very much. We appreciate that. And so despite what my kids tell me every day, I'm cool. We are cool. That's what we're here to announce this great program. And it is cool to donate water to help your fellow citizens who are going through a difficult time, particularly during this extreme heat. And it is really cool that Pilgrim's Rest Church and their members and volunteers are out here to get those maps out to people who may need this help to visit one of our pop-up stations or other locations. Great city buildings, public buildings, churches that are willing to open their doors, if you will, so people can get air conditioning and cool down during extreme summer heat. And it is really cool to check on your neighbors. If you have vulnerable neighbors, senior citizens, others that may not be in a position to help themselves, you're concerned about them, just go over to your neighbor's house, knock on that door, make sure that they are okay. That is a really cool thing to do. And as was just told by both our police department and our fire department, if you have any concerns, you see a child or an animal in a car, you're concerned about your neighbor, call public safety. They want that call so they can make sure that their fellow citizens are okay. This is a comprehensive program to keep people as safe as possible during extreme heat, and that's what we're here to talk about, is this wonderful We're Cool campaign. Thank you for covering this, and everyone in Phoenix, be safe this weekend. Thank you so much. Have a great day.